we've been training and working our ass off ever since I can remember. You know what I mean? Like, we were coming through the rankings, not a fucking dollar to our name, you know, struggling. And we waited for opportunities like that, you know? So it means too much to give up. You know, you just keep pushing, you know, the sacrifice. And the team around you too, you know, it's not just me, I had a whole family making sacrifices, so. No, but when I start talking about family, you know, it means a lot. Boxing's my life, you know, boxing's all I know. My first fight at 8 years old, 4th generation boxer on my father's side, a third of my mum's, so I literally have not done anything else but boxed. I grew up in the gym. It was just a matter of time before I, you know, put the gloves on.
He's vicious. You know, you go to the Jordan Thompson knockout, you go to the Ellis Zorro knockout. He goes in there with mean intentions.
That appetite to fight, that appetite to get stuck in, that nasty streak that he naturally has makes him desirable to fans across the world. They want to see brutal fights, and he delivers. Some people, you know, have to put on a false persona when they enter a ring, have to try and find some toughness, conjure up this nasty streak. He's born with it. This man is born to entertain in a boxing ring.
I feel like this is where I'm meant to be. You know, my life has been molded and built to be on these big stages. It's been a crazy journey, you know, but it's getting good.
My earliest memory of Jai, we were on a futures training camp when we were probably 14, 15 years old. And we were a group of young athletes who were told we're the future of Australian boxing. We were the ones that were picked out as talent and of people who could potentially be future stars. To have gone on and actually achieved what we have, I think it's hats off to Australian boxing.
I think people forget this guy was one of the youngest Olympians for Australia as a boxer. I think he was 16 or 17. So he was fighting men at the Olympics at 16. Again, it goes to that fear thing. He has no fear.
Honestly, at the time, it was massive, you know what I mean? Like, being a young kid, being all over the world, but it's my apprenticeship to where I am today.
I mean, it was exceptional, and what was so exceptional about it is the age in which he competed in these major tournaments. Not just competing, but qualifying for the tournaments. They're so tough, and it just shows the mental toughness of such a young man.
I knew that it was big deals back then, you know, like you're fighting for world titles and, you know, world championships, but the experience that I got when I was a young kid, and I'm lucky I got to do it young. Every weekend was a different tournament. You know, we had like 14 fights in like 4 weeks, stuff like that. Like, it was just, it builds you, you know, you understand what you're made of, you get uncomfortable. You get comfortable being uncomfortable. Now this stuff, putting you in fancy hotels, it's a breeze, you know what I mean, compared to that. But the stages have just gotten bigger.
I think his kind of stamp on the world scene came later than, I guess, the Australian boxing community, who have known Jai right from the beginning and have always known what a talent he is since he was a young amateur. He's been extremely talented from the start. The world's only just getting to find out, and I just think there's so much more to come from Jai.
Oh, Breedis back against the ropes. Opetaia's forcing him to fight now.
Man, we had just been waiting, you know, for an opportunity to come. You know, we always knew we were world class.
The fighters that make it out of Australia have really had to fight their way out. They've had to go above and beyond to chase their dreams and to make it happen. And I think you can see that in the fighters that have made it to world champion status.
Beating Marius Breedis, I think. I know it was a little bit later on, his first real meaningful fight, but to beat a man of that caliber in Breedis in the way he did, breaking his jaw late in the contest, and still sort of engaging in exchanges was so impressive.
What's a broken jaw to all those years of sacrifice? We knew we were good enough to mix it with the world champions. You know, I always believed it. The people around me believed it, and we're just waiting for our opportunity. So As soon as they made that call, you know, well, he could be fighting for this, we just fucking finally. So then we went out, done what we did, and it changed our lives.
His feet, his footwork is one of the best pound for pound in world boxing. The way he glides in and out with such ease makes him a nightmare for his opponents.
I look at not just his footwork, it's the speed of it as well. It's the way in which he closes the gap. I remember watching that fight against Jordan Thompson, who's very long and rangy, and he's here and then he's there, and he's right in your face, and like, oh, what's going on? How'd you get from here to here that quick?
I'll be honest, I know Thompson and I know what a huge cruiserweight he was, and I did think this could be a real challenge for Jai Opetaia, but I was proved horribly wrong. I mean, it was, again, a brutal performance. He was tagged with a huge right hand from Thompson, a big puncher in the cruiserweight division. He just shrugged it off, instantly come back with his own shot and dropped Thompson.
For me, when I watch Jai, I like his movement. I like that he's got very good footwork. And in order to land these big bombs and big power shots, you need to be able to move in and out.
Wow. Wow. What a punch. What a shot.
People are like, he's the one after seeing that knockout. In terms of levels, you know, Jai showed what level he was at in that fight.
He's not getting bullied too far. Back on, oh, big shot!
It's almost commentator's curse for me. I remember watching it and I was kind of impressed that the way Zorro wasn't giving up too much ground, and literally, as I finished the sentence, he's just caught with an absolute peach of a left hand, a shot to close any fight.
That you can kind of deliver that power that quick, that early, that aggressive. Problem.
Jai was in control. I think it was the first 7 or 8 rounds. And then Breedis shows, you know, in the last 3 or 4 rounds, what kind of fighter he was and what kind of fighter he is. And like he never once like, sort of gave in or gave up. I think in the last few rounds, Jai showed that, you know, he showed grit and determination to finish the fight strong.
Man, I'm not taking, you know, Macy lightly. You know, I know he's coming to fight. This is his opportunity to become a world champion.
Jai Opetaia versus Jack Massey for the IBF Cruiserweight title.
Stacked card, so much on the line, so much to enjoy.
It's all going down on October the 12th. Make sure you tune in, it's live on DAZN.
Massey's tough. Massey's tough.
He's a decent operator at a level. I feel Opetaia has the beating of Massey. Don't get me wrong, Massey has an opportunity here to rip up the script and make a real name for himself, and that does add pressure for Opetaia.
Massey took Joseph Parker all the way, and that was a heavyweight contest. And the reason I mention that is that Massey's used to fighting bigger guys. He's not afraid of fighting big, strong guys.
I think this is going to be a very good fight. Jack Massey, I didn't think he was going to win the last fight or a few fights, but he showed that that he wants it.
So Massey will dig deep, he won't give up, but ultimately, he will get beat like everyone has been beat. So Jai will beat him, I think Jai will stop him, but I give credit to Massey, even taking the fight, and I'm going to give credit to Massey now because I know Massey's going to dig deep in that fight, but it just isn't going to be enough.
I don't want to talk down on Jack Massey, I think he's a great fighter, but you know, this fight will truly show the levels that they're at.
I just believe like the fight's won before the fight. You know, like the hard work in the gym is what wins me the fights. You know, like I feel like I've got the skill and ability to beat any fighter, but if I'm not fit enough and strong enough to do what I have to do for 12 rounds, then I'll lose. I'm confident walking in the gym because I know I dedicate myself and I tick every box. I know these guys can't take me deeper than what I already take myself. You know, I chase pain at the gym, you know, push through it all. So
I think Jai has the potential to go down as a pound-for-pound great.
And hopefully we have unifications and undisputed fights for him in the future because I think he's ready to dominate the division.
I want to undisputed cruiserweight champion, then we move up. We can go to bridgeweight, win a world title there, go to heavyweight, win a world title there. I honestly believe I can do these things, you know, so we just got to take one fight at a time, focus, train hard, stay busy. We can't get comfortable, and I believe the rest will just fall into place.
Jai could fight anyone. He's one of those fighters now. It almost reminds me of Mike Tyson in the 80s. But Mike Tyson used to fight guys, and you didn't care who he was fighting. You just wanted to see Mike Tyson knock someone out because Mike Tyson was the exciting thing here. That's Jai for me. I just want to see Jai fight.